Sigma males differ from other male archetypes in that they have peculiar traits. Some of their characteristics could surprise you, or you might even recognize them in yourself or someone you know. First, lone wolf. In passant, the lone wolf attribute was discussed earlier. To prevent any misinterpretation of what seems to be a positive, not a bad, quality of the Sigma man, it merits more clarification. Running in a pack is the polar opposite of the lone wolf's personality. He is compared to a wolf who deviates from the pack to live independently. This does not imply that he is antisocial, as some have claimed. The man can live happily and well by himself. Isolating during a pandemic doesn't catapult him into a depressive state. Solitude is his trademark and he's comfortable and satisfied that way. Frequent social disconnection gives him time to strategize on how to become more successful. Think Elon Musk, billionaire and CEO of SpaceX and Tesla. Number 2. Quiet. Do you have a quiet, silent partner? He can be a Sigma man, who prefers to withdraw into a peaceful setting. He cherishes it and needs it to heal and realign himself on a physical and mental level. He is sometimes referred to as the strong, silent type since he uses a lot of his alone time to reflect and deliberate before making important judgments. This particular quality of his sometimes gets mistaken for being uninteresting. Although he probably has a man cave where he hides away, the man can find serenity wherever he is because he can access inner tranquility. 3. Disobedient. Quiet but disobedient? How is that even possible? Perhaps you are not surprised by this. You read before that he rejects societal stratification and instead prefers to follow his compass. That's a kind way of indicating that he is disobedient. Although the label rebellious carries a bad connotation, it's okay if the person disobeys social conventions and nevertheless succeeds, for example, as an entrepreneur or innovator. The goal outweighs the means. Going against the mainstream order may be one of his secrets to success. To be a successful innovator, he has to be capable of thinking outside the box. He has to be willing to experiment with ideas others won't dare to. Going against the grain is a way of exercising freedom and sends a clear message that he doesn't care about fitting in. Number 4. Mysterious. Something peculiar about the lone wolf makes him quite attractive to women. We just can't seem to put our finger on it. Aha! It's the air of mystery and charisma that surround him. He's not difficult to read, he's just not that transparent, and it's that aspect of his enigmatic personality that enhances his attractiveness. You would think that his mysterious personality would push women away. Instead, the behavior piques their interest. If you're trying to pin down this guy to a type, you may have to work a little harder to unravel all of his layers. Number 5. Individual. In addition to flying alone, this alpha man is also self-reliant. Relying on others requires too much time, effort, and worry in the hopes that they will complete the task correctly. By doing things on his own, he can avoid stressors and gain confidence in his performance. People misunderstand him as someone who feels he is shit together and doesn't need anyone else. Sigma males value assistance from their families, friends, and romantic partners, but relying on them to meet their physical or emotional needs isn't an idea that sits well with them. Number 6. Being independent. The so-called introverted alpha guy is independent as well as self-sufficient. He doesn't rely on people since he feels independent, which could be harmful. But he goes above and above to give himself whatever he wants and needs. He's not a scrub as depicted in the US Billboard Hot 100 song, that guy who acts fly, but still lives at his mama's house and is financially dependent on women. The Sigma archetype has visions and life goals and arms himself with the tools to achieve them. He doesn't need followers or supporters to cheer him on. Ingrained survivor skills are what he mostly relies on, not people. Self-assured. Another one of his trademarks is silence, although this doesn't mean he's coy or feeble. Males with a Sigma personality are regarded as being silent but strong, seductive, and self-assured by others who engage with them. He demonstrates self-assurance by rebelling against the societal order that tries to constrain him. The lone wolf is certain about himself, which is why he branches out on his own to pave his pathway. He feels he's able to perform and succeed without needing to conform to societal expectations and rules on how he should behave. For many women, it's self-confidence in a man, not control or dominance, that makes him super attractive. Self-validates. Alpha males rely on social connections to feel important and gain respect. If he has narcissistic tendencies, he'll likely persistently seek validation from friends and loved ones. Not lone wolves. They don't seek approval, require social validation, or fish for compliments to get an ego boost. They do appreciate commendation and praise but aren't the kind to draw attention to their accomplishments to attain recognition. Instead, they reach inward and self-validate. They're also able to self-soothe when confronted by stress and life challenges. The ability to build themselves up connects to the independent, self-sufficient, and self-reliant traits Sigma males possess. Love of freedom. If the guy you're dating values solitude and exhibits several more of these traits, he may have the Sigma personality. Space is healthy in a relationship, but this man's partner may find his desire for time away from everything aggravating. He may decide against a standard job in favor of self-employment, so don't be shocked. He can do everything he wants without having to answer to anyone, which is something that Sigma men also dislike. Physical freedom allows him to travel the world and expand his knowledge of things like transnational culture and politics. Because of his need for freedom tendency, he's best partnered with women who aren't clingy. Otherwise, she'll probably keep feeling anxious and abandoned. Trendsetter. Because they create trends rather than adopting them, these guys stand out from the pack. Their choice of attire, charisma, and demeanor all scream authenticity. The tendency to set trends is consistent with the idea that these people detest rules and regulations. Danger can follow a man cut from this cloth if he hasn't yet developed the emotional maturity needed to recognize when rebellion has gone too far. It's not like he's a bad boy who sets out to break the law. He likes questioning rules and regulations to determine whether they are valid, fair, or just. Having this mindset enables him to be an agent of change of oppressive laws and policies in the workplace or community. Flexible. Sigma guys value flexibility, or the capacity to quickly adapt to change. They can work well with persons of many personality types and adapt to various settings and environments. Even though they don't rely on teams or groups to succeed or receive recognition, they have no trouble working as a team. Adaptability also makes them good partners, leaders, and bosses. If you have a Sigma male in your family social circle, you may notice that instead of caving to the discomfort of changes, they evolve and continue to remain relevant with the times. Genuine. Sigma personalities have no trouble coming out in the open and revealing who they are. They don't feel the need to put on a mask to cover up undesirable features to attract people or romantic relationships. They are essentially the same person whether they are with you or away. If you could be a fly on the wall. These guys have an air of mystery, so you'll need to do some digging to unearth the full gamut of who they are, and this takes time. If you're dating the silent alpha, you may think he's hiding something. Avoid saying anything that will make him think you don't trust him. It will upset him even though he won't show his anger. Give him time. Once he fully trusts you, he'll unveil himself to you. Emotionally perceptive. The affable and independent man does appear to have emotional intelligence. This indicates that he exhibits empathy and a deep sense of self-awareness. He can understand and control his emotions thanks to self-awareness. He gains the ability to alter harmful habits that harm his relationships and well-being. His ability to self-assess and self-correct makes him a good friend, partner, and employee. Those in the manosphere believe spending a great deal of time alone contemplating and introspecting might contribute to the high level of awareness spotted in Sigma males. Secure. Contrary to the insecure beta man, those with Sigma inclinations come across as secure as well as self-confident. Furthermore, unlike many alpha guys, his confident self-image is not exaggerated. The source of it is likewise internal rather than external. Men's ability to feel secure stems in large part from their ability to form secure attachments with their primary caregivers as children. Being aggressive, open, honest, emotionally available, and having a strong sense of self-worth are some examples of security attributes. Secure men respect boundaries, don't manipulate women, and don't have difficulty committing. Diligent listener. A lost art is attentive listening. Some folks are always talking and seldom ever pause to listen to what others are saying. Consider the narcissist, who is infamous for dominating talks and making everything about them. Sigma males listen to you and hear you out. Some experts say the quality makes them ideal conversation partners. It's also a demonstration of empathetic listening and respect. A thinker. A free thinker is someone who makes beliefs based on reason independently of authority, according to Webster. Sigma men are thought to as being smart, independent thinkers. They focus on the small things, not necessarily to overanalyze, but rather to gain a deeper understanding. Just when you think they're going to accept society's views on things like politics, gender, or justice, they'll blow you away with a unique perspective. This aligns with their nonconformity mindset. Real leader. Without a pack, the alpha male is seen as a genuine leader. He is not a leader like his alpha rival, who gains his feeling of respect and self-worth by dominating and dictating to others. Sigma males are deep thinkers who grab the interest of others with their charisma and clever line of reasoning. As a result, people pause to listen to them and then automatically follow. In addition, their emotional intelligence and empathetic nature enable them to treat employees fairly and justly. Their balanced approach to leadership makes employees feel valued and motivates performance out of willingness instead of fear. Disregards the social order. The stigmatized guy is aware of social hierarchies, yet he does not rely on them to succeed. But that does not imply that he disdains them. Stigmatized men may spend time with their families and be aware of the social dynamics inside their social circles. And he respects his supervisor and his coworkers when he reports working. The difference is that a stigma male does not depend on these hierarchies. He does not value his boss's opinion of him or needs it to succeed in his working life. Further, he may love his family but also disregard the social cues they pressure onto him, such as getting married and having children. Stigma males understand social hierarchies' natural order but often ignore them. Adaptable. Stigma males have a high chance of success due to their adaptability. Fired from a job? No problem. Dumped by significant other? No sweat. Changing behavior is a valuable skill that stigma males have perfected. Adapting to an unexpected situation may throw others off their guard, but stigma males can quickly get back on their feet without hesitation. Naturally, that doesn't imply that they are vulnerable to emotional hurt. They instead channel such suffering into overcoming unforeseen challenges. Someone may experience a depressive episode after losing their work. Don't stigmatize men who will seize the chance and lean on their emotions to propel themselves forward. They learn to adjust to their circumstances and overcome unpleasant events. It might be difficult to adjust to setbacks. Since stigma males are highly adaptable, they can efficiently strategize to get things done. Strategizing is one way to live a successful life. However, life can get in the way. Sometimes, our goals are not met or are entirely ruined. Sigma guys can adjust to their surroundings and use strategy to accomplish their objectives. This means that they are ready for every situation that life may present. Our aims are not easy to achieve. We encounter numerous roadblocks that prevent us from achieving our goals. The greatest method to get ready for both the worst case and best case scenarios is to strategize. Additionally, stigmatized men have a talent for anticipating every scenario. For instance, a stigmatized male will work harder like everyone else if he desires a promotion at work. However, life can be unjust at times, and another employee may be offered a promotion. A stigma male has already thought of this outcome. As he worked hard for a promotion, he also sent resumes to other companies who valued his skills. He doesn't have to worry about not getting the promotion because he has multiple interviews lined up. Self-care. Self-care is an essential life skill that everyone should learn. The best method to take care of yourself and the people around you occasionally entails putting yourself first. If you don't put yourself first, you can't serve others or be great. Male stigmatics are all too familiar with this norm. Everyone, including stigmatized males, has anxiety. However, stigma guys are aware of the importance of releasing emotional tension from the body. They, therefore, implement self-care techniques to aid in their recovery from stress and anxiety by prioritizing themselves. In comparison, an alpha male might ignore their emotional distress and continue to overwork themselves. They may lash out at others because they refuse to take a break. Stigma males understand when it's time to take a step back and relax, so they can continue to work hard without feeling burnt out. Ultimately, they are emotionally balanced and ready to continue living a comfortable life. Do not want relationships. Although they can love, stigmatized men choose to be alone. Relationships merely serve to impede their goals and wants. Instead of seeing family as a need, they perceive it as a burden. That doesn't mean they don't demonstrate affection to their partners, family, and friends, though. Instead, stigmatized men establish firm boundaries to stop their loved ones from burdening them. A stigmatized male wants nothing more than to maintain his freedom. Rarely do their ambitions include starting a family and settling down. They will, though, if forced into a circumstance where they must support their family members. Additionally, some stigmatized men discover the ideal spouse who respects their independence. Relationships can take on a variety of forms and hues. Some couples don't mind having distant relationships, going for extended periods without speaking, and just sometimes getting to spend time together. Although difficult, finding the ideal companion is not impossible. Find out if you and a stigmatized man might get along by taking one of our love compatibility tests. The key is being invisible. Some people may feel powerful when they are the focus of attention, but for stigmatized men, it is unneeded. They are self-assured without depending on the approval of their peers. In actuality, the reverse is true. They would want to remain unnoticed and only speak to the group when necessary. They don't care to hear praise, even whether it's in the form of a birthday party or congrats.